Hi, I'm your State Representative Annette Glenn. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Hometown Heroes. Each episode of Hometown Heroes will feature community leaders, local nonprofits, and others who make a significant positive impact in the 98th District. The place we call home has so much to be proud of. I hope you enjoy learning from our hometown heroes. As always, if you ever have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to contact my office. Enjoy the show.
Hello, I'm John Perry, and this is Hometown Heroes with Representative Annette Glenn. And Representative, who are your hometown heroes for today?
John, I'm excited to have two people here from the Arnold Center. First, we have Craig Artarian, who's the president, and Jennifer Grace, who's the program director. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Excited to have you here. Could you tell us a little bit about the Arnold Center? Or a lot?
Or a lot. Well, we could talk about it. The Arnold Center is a job training and vocational rehabilitation center for people with disabilities, mostly developmental disabilities and mental illness. We have about roughly 300 people we serve right now on any given day during the year. And we have employment both in-house, skill training, things to let people explore different skills so we can see how we can place them into the community. We also have different certification programs to give them credentials to maybe go into different areas of employment. So we offer a lot, but we're mainly about job training and employment for people with disabilities.
Jennifer, programs.
The programs that we offer is in Midland. It's called our Access Midland program. So in that, under that umbrella of Access Midland, is we have the skill building, which Craig was referencing, where we do the employment training inside of our building, where we're working on skill building, learning the tasks of attendance, coming to work every day, following directions, and then you're starting to learn small manufacturing. Then we have our supported employment, which is a community-based service, which we have 27 crews in the community where we partner with local businesses to provide these training opportunities for our individuals while they're earning paychecks. And then we have customized community employment where we're placing people directly with employers in the community.
Craig, I hear there's lots of new things going on at the Arnold Center, lots of innovation. Can you share some of those with us?
Sure, yeah. I mean, I started about a year or so ago, and I was kind of brought in with the mandate to kind of add new programming. Maybe we could do a little more innovation, do a lot more social enterprise, because we're all about work. We've kind of been exploring different spaces of where could we succeed, where were the skill gaps in the market, where were opportunities and training. So one of the really interesting things we've done, we've explored a space of indoor agriculture and hydroponics, and we've established over the past year, roughly since I arrived, a 10,000 square foot indoor vertical hydroponic farm, and it's completely enclosed. It's not in a greenhouse. It's 5 levels high. It has 26,000 plant sites, and it's run entirely on very pure nutrient solutions, no pesticides, and LED lights and different formulas. So we're growing a lot of lettuces and chards and basils and things like that. And that operation, for example, has created a lot of really incredible training opportunities. Before we had this, there was basically no opportunity to train in this agriculture space. Right now we have 7 full-time employees that have disabilities, and they're doing different things. They're not just growing, but one of them is out marketing, one of them is going to the farmer's market, one is calling on restaurants. We have other people that are in training in terms of the technical aspects of this too, how to provide the nutrients, when to grow, when to pick the different crops, how to handle it, how to deal with storage and packaging. So we're teaching them a lot of different things that they weren't able to learn in our region before, as well as, I mean, they're transferable skills as well. So that's one really interesting place. And we have, some even in the short period of times that we've started this, we have some interesting success stories coming out of it. And I'd like to, Jennifer could maybe tell you a little more about some, kind of amazing things. Like, one guy, for example, said this program saved his life, basically. One of our partners in in Midland, the ARC, we had one of their people, Jennifer could probably, Andrew, and
Sure. We serve individuals, and some have persistent mental illness. And as part of that, employment is seen as part of the treatment program, is to help individuals to reestablish routines, purpose, again, to be integrating back into their communities. So our We Grow program is providing individuals start by working in-house, planting, and they were learning those skills and building up on coming to work every day. We've really established a neat team within this We Grow program. And from there we were at the farmers market and we're interacting with individuals more. And as they are gaining confidence, they're also learning advanced training. So they've become marketing reps. We have somebody doing accounting. A lot of these individuals with mental illness had full lives prior to the mental illness. And so they had been in the work field. And so helping them to re-engage and use those skills that they had before is we've been able to do this with this program.
So exciting. So you're talking about the farmers market, which opens on May 4th, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
And then will be Wednesdays and Fridays through fall?
Wednesdays
And
Saturdays.
Saturday.
Wednesdays
Yes.
and Saturdays.
Yes.
And are you planning being there 2 days a week?
We will be.
Yes.
Arnold Farms will be there 2 days a week.
Yeah, this operation is called Arnold Farms, and it sells, just for anybody that's going to the farmers market, since this is a local program, we sell microgreens. We sell a variety of regular greens like Swiss chard and 4 different types of lettuces, 3 different types of basils.
So the fresh food that a lot of people like.
Yeah, and it's being sold. We were at a lot of restaurants in town, Grazie, we're selling at Lalonde's, the market, wine, as well as the farmers market. We're all the way over into Bay City and Saginaw, different restaurants as well right now. But the sales of this is great, but all that revenue that we're doing in the social enterprise is to be put back into the program. It is a social enterprise. We developed this program and are expanding this program to be self-sustaining. As a nonprofit, that's a pretty unusual thing, that you're not relying on a lot of different income streams. We're trying to be more self-reliant and be more effective in the community. And I think we are being quite effective, because one thing leads to another, and that program leads to us starting more programming and providing more opportunities.
Well, I'm excited. You've told me a little bit about some of the other programs, an outdoor garden and also a test kitchen.
Yeah, well, we've had pretty good luck with this indoor agriculture project, Arnold Farms. And by the way, the training program is called We Grow. And we have a whole logo, and we've registered. And that is actually kind of a takeoff of one of our other longstanding program. The Arnold Center has had a recycling program in partnership with Dow. That actually is one of somebody has said it's the oldest corporate recycling program of its kind in the country. It's been going on since 1989. We're doing tons and tons of paper recycling and cardboard recycling. So We Grow was an extension of We Cycle, and that's kind of a theme at our organization now. But that programming in that space, in terms of green programming and recycling and sustainability, this in a way is the same way. It's a sustainable operation, and it's also, we're expanding it vertically to incorporate not only growing things, but we're teaching people about nutrition and how to cook in our populations, our community within the Arnold Center. So we've expanded into cooking classes to teach them how to use some of these things in healthy cooking. And then the thing we're coming up with next is we're going to be starting a test kitchen and a little cafe at the Arnold Center, and we're going to try to open it up to the public once a week, and it's called Good Kitchen. So again, sustainable, healthy eating, and a good platform to train people for things like serve safe, handling, and that's our participants, give them
So
more
in the
skills.
kitchen at the counter,
We're putting in a commercial kitchen, and we're creating a cafe within our complex, and it's going to be vertical. It's going straight through from the farm. It's the ultimate farm-to-table experience. That's what we like to say.
That is amazing. That's, I don't think it's even been a year since I was at the Arnold Center. When I came, it was bare walls, and you were sharing with me that you were going to put in this vertical garden. So tell me about the LED lights that you were saying we have to wear the glasses. You can't be in there for very long.
Well, a lot of these and I think people in general don't have a great deal of familiarity with indoor agriculture, but there's different types of this, and there's proponents of each type and what works and what does. There's some that are in greenhouses that use natural light, and they're supplemented by some kind of larger LEDs. We built this operation. It's very technologically advanced. We've had a lot of different people helping with this project that know a lot more than I do about these different, LED lighting and different nutrient systems. But we run entirely on LED lighting that we've developed with a manufacturer. It's actually the largest chip manufacturer in China. They provide the actual LED chips for everybody, literally Philips and GE, and they're actually manufacturing the tubes, and they're designed with a very specific spectrum in mind for maximum growth. We're in a very controlled environment. There's no natural light coming in, and we can achieve growth of, say, a head of lettuce from germination and seedling all the way through to full, a head of lettuce within about 35 days on average, depending on the type, the variety, and but with that, in terms of the sunglasses and things, it's intense. It's like going to the beach. So our staff, more than a few hours, you have to take precautions. It's like you'd be outside with UV lighting, UV rays. So they actually have Oakley kind of sunglasses that they wear around the party. They're looking good. It's a fashionable environment.
We'll have to come get some new pictures.
Yeah, so.
You also mentioned recycling. So started in 1989.
Yeah.
I know you used to work with Nextera. Is that still a partnership?
We still do. One thing is Arnold Center is working to become that green, healthy organization, and so recycling is not only good for the environment, it creates jobs and it saves money. And so our WeCycle program has actually expanded to electronic recycling recently, where we received a grant with a partnership with the DEQ. We also do hard drive destruction. So 2 years ago, we received a grant to purchase a hard drive destruction machine, shredder.
Well, it's a certified, hard drive. We have Department of Defense spec machine at the Arnold Center that literally we can write a certificate and certify that it's been destroyed to that spec. Which gives people, and it's really nominal. The fees are $15 to do a hard drive, and that's been at the Arnold Center for quite a while. But one of the things we're on, when I took over the Arnold Center, one of the things I noticed, there was a tenet. Not only was it to a certain segment of the Midland community, which supports this it's amazing. There's the amount of community support we receive. Which is great. Midland's like no other community that I've worked in. But one of the things I noticed about this organization, that they really had never put together the board of directors or even people, it's always existed there, but this is actually one of the most green, sustainable organizations I've been a part of. And I've been part of some projects, sustainability projects, startups, and but the Arnold Center, almost everything they do is either recycling or reuse. So for example, we, in addition to the Dow program or WeCycle, it's expanded beyond Dow now, where we're shredding, hundreds of tons of paper a year. We're also doing these little pins that go into the steering columns for Nextera Automotive, which goes into GM and a variety of cars, but that's reuse. We take the pins, we inspect them, we nothing gets thrown away at the Arnold Center, basically. It either gets recycled, even the little plastic parts that go in those bins goes back to get recycled. So I noticed that everything that we literally do is either reuse or recycle, and I think a lot of these, the food program and the agriculture is an extension of that as well, because our indoor agriculture program uses 90% less water than field farming. And so we've got pretty good metrics when it comes to saving energy and saving materials and that. And I think that core tenet of the Arnold Center being a green organization and a sustainable organization applies to not only our operations and what we do and what we train, but sustainable in terms of the people we serve. And we approach things from that perspective.
Well, the one thing I've noticed when I'm there is there's a lot of happy people. They are happy to be there, and whatever they're doing, they seem to really enjoy it. I know my husband and I tried our hands at some of those taking apart the steering column pieces, and we had them laughing. They were so much better at it than we were. So how do you determine where somebody is going to work, what they're going to do?
So when an individual comes to the Arnold Center, everything is tailored to that individual. So they actually come into our program and we do an intake where we work and we develop a strength-based training program. What are you good at? What do you like to do? And then we also develop a program that lets them explore the different job skills or community activities that they want to try. Sometimes through a community activity or hobby, you will stumble upon a skill for work, or that we can help you develop into a work skill. Based on that, individuals get to try different jobs. They find the areas that they enjoy, because everybody needs a job that they enjoy doing. And then they start inside for some individuals. Other individuals go right into our community work program sites where they can try other jobs. We actually operate a clean room out at Hemlock Semiconductor. We have 14 individuals that work there 5 days a week. Earning money. We have crews that work at Dow in Auburn, and packaging crews. We're at the water treatment plant. We have several other locations in the community where we've partnered to teach those employment skills so individuals can learn and kind of create a career path for themselves.
That is just really amazing how much you do. I also know that you have a creative side. I heard you recently were donated a kiln.
Yeah.
What are the plans for that?
Well, one of the things that we're not only just about work. We're trying to be, in terms of what we offer. We have a community, and one of the things that we thought that would be interesting, and it wasn't necessarily underserved. We have a lot of great resources for art programs and things in Midland, but we thought, we started a program called Kaleidoscope, which is an arts program. It's almost like guerrilla arts programming. We did, with no budgets and all donations and just things that people thought were cool, having people do mosaics and mixed media pieces and, very limited, just at the end of the day, or add-on programming that they could come to and just relax after work and do some new things. And, a few of our groups that have come in and toured the Arnold Center heard about it. And one woman, she had these commercial kilns stocked away and donated them. And so we haven't established that yet. We haven't set it up yet. We're certain kind of humorous. We said, well, let's set these up. And it's like, oh, we don't have enough electricity to do it in our building. So we just had our electricity doubled, our capacity. But that's one of the things. And we've also, kind of as an extension of that, been going out into the community, doing arts programming at different sites in the community. So our people are with other people at churches and even at Michael's and different places within the community. We'll hold classes and different programming from, just normal art and painting, knitting. We have an embroidery, sewing.
Wood burning. We've got
Woodworking soon a little bit more. So yeah, that's kind of the fun side. We're not so serious. It's not like establishing an indoor hydroponic farm, and it's a lot easier. But a ceramics program would be great, that people could throw clay and create things, different cool things. And surprisingly, some people have emerged that are amazing artists.
No, not surprising.
And we've identified them, and so we'll continue to expand on that program, I think, and they enjoy it.
So you're not going to have a typical person. You mentioned earlier that some people only come for 4 hours a week.
Correct.
So that would be on the short side. And then on the long side, 5-6 days a week?
We have some individuals that they will come and work the 5 days a week. They've identified that is where their career path, and they're being serious about, I want to go to work and I want to earn money. A lot of our individuals also are individuals that are in entitlement programs. So there's limited income when you're on Social Security. So the Arnold Center is all paid employment. So anytime somebody identifies, I want to go to work, and we start in a training program, they're earning a paycheck. And so this is also used as support money for them, for housing, for incidentals, for food. We have some individuals that have families. I mean, we're serving individuals. We do serve individuals with developmental disabilities, but also mental illness and autism and physical disabilities. So we have individuals that have 2 or 3 children at home. So the income that they earn from the Arnold Center is being used as supports to supplement the entitlement programs.
So there's really value in what you do at a number of different levels, huh?
Correct. We're supporting individuals kind of in all aspects of their life. So our services can be tailored to that individual and where they need supports in their life. So we work with funding sources and other community organizations to figure out what supports are needed. We can support individuals in their home. We can support them with their community employment. We can support them with their social recreation. We have individuals that work with, our staff work with individuals on their budgeting and transportation and linking to other resources in the community.
So have you seen any amazing changes? I know there's a lot of studies that show if you're eating healthy and if you're working, that your quality of life improves, that your mental health improves.
I definitely, that's part of the reasons for the farm, but we also have fitness classes and where we're encouraging individuals just to get up and move and to be part of their communities. And we actually have an individual that the doctors had told her and her parents she had to start getting up and moving. She was becoming morbidly obese. And so the staff have worked with her on fitness, and it was just, so started just let's walk to the mailbox together and let's do these. She's now in employment, in supported employment, and working on picking up janitorial skills. So she's earning a paycheck, and her last doctor visit, she had lost 25 pounds. We also take her shopping and work with her on making healthy choices while she's grocery shopping. So we've been tailoring the services around her, not just for her employment needs, but also for her health.
Treating the whole person.
Correct.
Yeah.
So Craig, do you find that when they have a hand in growing and with the agriculture, they're more interested in eating and experimenting with different kinds of food?
Yeah, well, they are. You know, what Jennifer was talking about, taking a more holistic approach, I think that applies to a lot of things we're doing. You know, it used to be that we provided mainly employment, job training kind of things. Now taking that approach where you're teaching soft skills in that, it really makes a difference in their life. And just having things like the farm and having them see, it's almost like we don't have to preach to them or anything, just its existence and what they can pick up. Just as an aside, yeah, it has a huge effect. I mean, we have people that were eating McDonald's and all this fast food every day, and now, I mean, this is how the kind of the restaurant came about, or the cafe and this whole test kitchen, is that some of these, like the participants out there that are working the farm actually started eating salads for lunch, and it's pretty cool. I mean, if you think about it, you're picking this up from these lettuce, and you wash it, and there it is. It's like going to a farm and picking it and going in and going to the kitchen, and there it is. Same thing. And yeah, so it has affected them to some. I mean, it's not going to happen overnight, but it does have this kind of a holistic approach, and just showing, almost by example of this example, they live that approach, and I think it has a vast improvement in their lives. Both physical and emotional, and in terms of their well-being.
What would you say the vision statement for the Arnold Center is, and what is a typical day like?
I'm going to let you take this one.
Oh, all right. I would think the vision is inclusive, healthy communities. That the Arnold Center wants to promote inclusive, healthy community for everyone. That a community has to encompass and embrace all members, and that by focusing on the health and well-being, you do encompass all community members. A typical day at the Arnold Center is we have individuals that arrive as early as 7 o'clock in the morning. Our cafeteria is a hub for activity for individuals catching rides or their crews to community sites, or they're coming in for other programming, meeting their friends to have coffee in the morning before they might go out shopping together, swimming or bowling. Throughout the day, there's different programming. It's really a cafeteria style programming because it's tailored to each individual. But we are open from starting at 7 in the morning. We have stuff going on and staffing till 5, but we actually have activities going till 9:30, 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And again, it's based on the individual, and if that individual comes up with an idea and says, I want to do this, we find 2 or 3 other people, and all of a sudden we have this group that are all going to the movies together or all going bowling together. So.
Do you take volunteers?
Definitely. We love volunteers. And we have people, we say, what's your talent? If you want to volunteer, just tell us what your talent is and we will find a spot. And it could be knitting, it could be painting, woodworking. I like to grow plants. I like to recycle. We will find a spot. And we also work with and partner with the AARP. So we're also a training site. So the AARP pairs us with individuals in their program, and these are individuals that have many talents. And so we get to, and we help them with some of their training to further their skills. So we have volunteers coming through the AARP, also in the school systems.
Well,
Okay, Annette Glenn, Hometown Heroes.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
thanks for having us.
Thank you.